Hello, my name is Xavier Bates, and um, I'm here interviewing a Latino hip hop artist from Temple, Texas. His name is Frankie Lopez. His stage name is Kielo, and he's on the record label FreeOdysseyEntertainment. Um, how you doing today?
Pretty good, brother. Yourself?
I'm doing well.
Good to hear.
Thank you for doing this for me.
Yeah, no problem. What we got, man?
So first things first, how would you describe like yourself as an artist, your style and the way you like to, and your writing process and things like that?
Style's very up tempo, aggressive. Very emotional, of course. Um,
Hmm.
very good at tapping in, harnessing that emotion. Not a lot of people can do that, even though music is an emotion. It's ironic, but yeah, that's my style as an artist.
How would you describe like the strong strong your song structure, excuse me, as far as like putting a song together, like the verses and the many different lines and things like that?
Well, a lot of people do it by hook first. They hear the beat and they start, brainstorming ideas and writing the hook.
Hmm.
I think I'm the complete opposite. Um, I just do I just record as it comes, I may do like a whole verse, just rapping a whole verse to a beat, and I
Hmm.
may pluck something out of that verse, like, hey, I could turn that into a hook. That sounds catchy. And most of the times that's how it happens, to be honest with you. And nowadays, of course, music is shorter.
Hmm.
People's attention spans ain't there, and you don't even have really a couple of seconds to grasp the listener's attention anymore. It's just got to be immediate. And so like I said, nowadays the songs are shorter, bro, and that's how I structure it. It used to be 16 bars, hook, 16 bars, hook, 16 bars, three hooks. I mean, I'm sorry, three verses, two hooks. That was a typical formula back in the day, but now it's nothing like that anymore. Sometimes a song doesn't even have a hook. You know what I mean? Just something very catchy. But I like it like that. That's dope. I like it. I try not to go over 2 minutes per song. That seems to be the ideal length of a song nowadays.
So, how do you feel about uh, profane language being used in hip hop and the way that it's used now compared to back in the day, um, with the artists that with the founders of hip hop? Um, it wasn't really any profane language or any, and it started like in the 80s when they started talking about social and economic issues, with the message and songs like that.
Well, I think we should thank um, NWA for that. To be honest, I think
Hmm.
they broke that barrier. Even back then, bro, it was people looked down on gangster rap back then because to me those are the founding fathers of it. You know what I mean? And even back then, like I was saying, it was taboo back then. So much profane. People were like, oh my God, what are they saying? I can't believe they're saying this.
Yeah.
Up until now, it's like, who cares? Me in particular, I've tried to stray. I've strayed more away from putting so much profanity in my cursing. I mean, in my music. I'm getting a
Mhm.
little older, and it's just not necessary. Some songs call for it. Don't get me wrong. And like I just said, music is an emotion. So if you're pissed off, first thing someone, first thing an artist is gonna do is curse. You know,
Yeah.
but nowadays it's like, who cares? Like it used to be so it was a problem for a rap artist to call a woman a B, but hell, nowadays you got there's more women in rap nowadays. Hell, they're very proud to put that title on themselves. They're the baddest B, yada yada yada. So think it's more acceptable in today's society, bro. Pop culture is a mug. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I brought that up because in a video that I watched for my class, it was talking about the women in hip hop. It was you could actually watch the video on Hulu. It's on ABC. It was on ABC News, part of 2020 documentary, I believe.
Hmm.
Um, and the ladies in the ladies in the video were talking about how misogyny in hip hop became a thing in the late 80s, early 90s, when gangster rap started to take shape in the industry. And you had Tupac, um, NWA, um, and they started labeling their music as gangster rap because what was happening in Los Angeles and the crack pen epidemic and things of that nature.
Right.
Um, so I could see like their frustration when you're a black woman and they're calling your music gangster rap when it's not
Mhm.
that. um, so how do you feel about you know the different the way the industry is going now compared to back then as far as the different transitions that it's made thus far?
Back then, how can I put this? Back then there were codes, bro. There's some things you could say you couldn't say, but you'd say it anyway. There was respect back then. Nowadays, bro, everybody running around guns blazing. Nobody cares about anything nowadays. Like for instance, you have like um female rap artists from the '90s, such as who was the name one off the top of my head? Let's say Queen Latifah.
Hmm.
You couldn't call her no B word. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
nowadays, this generation, they embrace it, bro. They want to be called that. So I mean, we're said it now. I mean, to be honest, and and I'm just calling a spade a spade. It's destructive. You know, there's no morals. There's no ethics. There's no code anymore, bro. There's no respect anymore. Not that there's ever respect in calling a woman to be in the first place, but I think now the thing is women really took that word and they embraced it and are happy to carry that. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense.
Yeah. I mean, um, that's like you said, there was respect back in the day, like back in the 70s and 80s. I mean, for example, uh, when you had MCs and disc jockeys, and they would go rap off the top of their head. For example, like Roxanne Shante, she became Roxanne Shante because she responded to uh, a song by UTFO. It was called Roxanne Roxanne. And
Hmm.
so DJ Molly Mall, was like, hey, come, have you heard this song Roxanne Roxanne? And she was like, uh, and then he was like, you should respond to it. And so basically she made a diss track, dissing all of the members in UTFO. And
Hmm.
then that kind of put her on the map. And then she battled uh, for um, for like the greatest MC in the world at the time. Uh, she got all tens until the last round. The judge, one of the judges, gave her a four because, like I said, there was misogyny going around, and like the judge basically told her, "Hey, like you know, I couldn't give you like you want. Not saying that you didn't win, but I couldn't give you like 10 because that wouldn't look right as far as the society norms back then." Um,
Politics, bro.
yeah,
Politics.
I feel like
But
there's politics in every profession,
oh
man. But
yeah, hell yeah.
she was killing them boys, man. And she talks about it in the interview how like when they set up the when she looked at the board, They set up the it was just basically her versus all the men that were there. And like she was like, okay, I'm gonna show y'all. And then, she did, but obviously the judge, talked to her after, and he gave her the reasons why, which I don't believe is right. If you the best rapper, you the best rapper, you know what I mean?
That's you the best, no matter what.
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, I thank you for doing this with me, and just tell everybody where they could find you.
Yes, sir. And plug you guys in, man. Plug you guys in. I mean, you can catch me on Instagram at Kielotronic, Kielotronic. Facebook Kielo, uh, TikTok Kilo 10K. Just Google me, you'll find me. I'm all over the place, man.
Yeah, man. Well,
I
thank you.
appreciate you, brother.
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you doing this for me.
Not a problem, bro. Anytime, man.